You have been trained to be your own worst enemy by not trusting your first instinct. As you grow up, or as a mother, as you raise children, you believe you know better. You believe that there is a way that something can get done easier. You become the problem solver because it is what parents do. It is what mothers do. And so these bright little minds function believing that they can do anything, literally anything. And it literally scares the shit out of us because we're like, no, that's not what we were taught. No, you can't just walk out on the street. And then we will find ways of comparing everything to a dangerous situation instead of supporting the decisions that the children are making so that you can understand why they need to do it. And it's because when you were a child, no one supported your shenanigans. Nobody. And when you support your children's shenanigans to understand like how their mind is processing something, you can better help them to be more confident in their decision making, knowing and understanding that when they make a decision, they don't have to check with nobody else. They can trust within themselves that it's a good decision, but also if they decide that that decision is no longer working for them, they can do something different. They can choose to stop doing the first thing that they did or alter that thing. They won't need to have call a meeting every time they want to change something or have to second guess it over and over again, overthinking, over processing, over, validating through other people. They literally will make an executive choice on their own. Now understand that this is a mechanism that has been put in place which has assisted in creating classism. Because there are people who don't second guess. In each class, there are people who don't second guess. They kind of carry that class and that state of mind, but then they have their own handicap, that their own Achilles heel that keeps them from moving forward to the next class. Because they have this belief system that they're so hardwired in that they become their own enemy. You literally become your own enemy. You talk yourself out of things that you should be doing because they will get you farther. You convince yourself that it might not be a good idea, even though it came to you. And you also will bring other people on board to help you second guess yourself. You are your own worst enemy. You're the reason that you're not further than where you're supposed to be. We find ourselves like blaming other people. Well, if my parents would have done this, then maybe I would be in a better position. Maybe if these people would have called me and checked on me, I would be in a better position. We're always considering, or people can always consider other people. Those people are living their lives every day. Like it's the last day of your life sometimes, like partying it up. While others are trying to figure out if the simplest decision as to what should I eat for lunch, or is it smart to eat lunch after or eat this after 4 o'clock, becomes this daunting thing for like hours. Our school system did not teach us how to be free thinkers, how to think for ourselves outside of the construct of a school building. Our churches did not teach us to be free thinkers outside the construct of a church building. Our government did not teach us to be free thinkers within the construct of our government. And you might be thinking, well, how was this done? Generational practices are passed down. There are things that I do that I've seen my mother do that's innate in her. There's things that she does that she sees that was innate in my grandmother. My father has things that were innate in him that he did that influenced me as well. What children see is the things that stick with them the most. You can say things and those things can be hurtful and they can stick with them. But what they see becomes something very automatic for them. They feel like it is a better way of being, a better way of doing, a better way of processing. They're always watching, trying to understand how you are able to do that, and if that is the easiest thing to do, because you are the person that is the example. The people around them are the examples. Their teachers are the examples. Their people in your congregation are the example. They're looking at how things are processed and how happy people are when they do it that way. How simple it seems when someone could be doing something that is hard for them, but they make it look easy. Not living in your truth, not living as your most authentic self, not fully allowing yourself to be supported by your own decisions can make it look easy for somebody else when it's not. I've seen people make decisions that I knew was not easy for them because they knew they had to make the decision with a smile on their face so everybody could believe that they were okay. Because they could not handle the idea of someone watching them suffer only to ask them why they were doing it the way they were doing it. So they would do it in a way where it would look like they were not suffering so that they would not be questioned. You are your own worst enemy. And the only way you can stop being your own worst enemy is to learn to trust yourself, because as long as you don't trust yourself, you will never truly trust other people. You will trust them not to do things. You will trust them as much as you possibly can. But you won't ever fully trust them when it's not the people that you should be trusting in. Honestly, it's not even really and truthfully yourself. It is the spirit within you that you should be trusting. You should be trusting that God, source, creator, all that is, understands who you are, and you were not a mistake. There were no mistakes made here at all. And understood that you would be the fullest expression of yourself, including the process of figuring it out. There's a process of figuring it out. And as long as you're not honest with yourself, as long as you're not showing up for yourself, the process never truly begins. And you might be thinking, well, how do you do that, Othello? You start. You start the process. You start doing things that supports the ideal that you trust yourself. And everything won't work, but it won't break you. And the decisions that you make won't be bad decisions. They just won't be good for everybody else around you, but they'll work well for you. Everyone else around you will have their own decisions to make. It's not your responsibility to make decisions for you all, only for yourself. Don't be your worst enemy. Don't be the thing that stands in the way of your success.